Oh, there's a fish. Oh, it's a good one as well. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out back on the river, but to be honest with you, there ain't going to be much fishing going on. It's just way too high, way too cool, and it's still on the rise. My Ribble Valley hike for pike is going to take a bit of time, I think, because at the moment we're just getting so much rain that I've not been able to get back to add to the original footage which I showed you last week. Anyway, this is my downstream limit, which is at the Tickle Trout Bridge, or the Halfpenny Bridge as it's known locally. And I'm not going below that because a lot of that's already been covered by other bloggers and other better pike anglers than me that have already caught plenty of fish on the free stretch. And also, if I'm there, I'm taking up potentially somebody else's spot, and if I've got access to water further up the river, I'd rather do that rather than jump in somebody else's area who may turn up and doesn't have the access to, luckily, to the waters that I have. Right guys, speak to you in a bit. I'd like to see Ginger Fisherman with his BFS outfit in this. The fishing may not be up to much today, but to catch the Ribble Valley in autumn with the leaves falling and the water rushing through, it's just a beautiful place to be. One of my favourite stretches of the river, but again it's probably about a metre higher than it is easily fishable, so because I'm on my own and it's just a bit too dangerous for me to do any wading today, and to be honest with you, I don't think there's much chance of catching anything with the amount of colour and leaves that are coming down at the moment. The actual sun's coming out. I don't think it's going to drop the river level too much before I have to pack up for the day, but let's hope we get a lot more sun and a lot less rain. A stunning view. Well guys, I think this is going to be the upper limits of our hike for pike this season. There isn't much water above here, which is game only. We're going to see if we can find a day ticket water that will allow us to fish for pike, but if not, this bridge will be the end of our hike up the Ribble Valley looking for pike. So from Preston to here, there's quite a few miles in between, so let's hope that the rain stops very soon and we can get back out there. Right guys, I'll just run through quickly the tackle that I'm using fishing over the Ribble this winter. I'll start with my lures. You won't be surprised to see some Kofi perch. I also use the larger version at 23 centimetres depending on the stretch I'm on. These are great lures, I've caught so many fish and you've probably heard me talk about them a few times. My second most productive lure are chatterbaits. Again, create a lot of noise and movement in the water, and when the water's a little bit cloudy or if I want to attract fish, these seem to work really well for me as well. And lastly, I always have a couple of jerk baits, glide baits, just if I'm searching and hoping that if the soft baits aren't working and the chatterbaits aren't working, this may just pull one or two fish. If you think I'm missing anything, put a note in the comments and let me know, and then maybe I can try some other lures out there as well. Okay lads, that's all the lures done. I'll now move on to my rods. First one is my spinning outfit, which is a Western W8 rod. Beautiful thing. It casts between 25 and 100 grams and it's 7'3". When I actually received this in the post and opened it, I actually thought they sent me the wrong blank. I thought they sent me a perch rod, because this rod is so slim and so light. But yeah, we've had some great fish on this, me and Dave, and it really has got a great backbone for throwing the big lures across the big river. So I'd highly recommend that. With that, I put on a Vanford 4000 reel, which is a perfect size for this rod to balance it out well. 60 pound braid, usual traces, great outfit. You can, as I'm getting older, I'm finding that punching lures out all day, the lighter and better rod that you can afford, it definitely makes it a lot easier on the old joints. With you young lads, I'm sure you're not worried about that. My other rod is the Abu Garcia Explorer, and I've used this for a number of years now, and it really has been a really nice bait casting rod. I pair that with the Mega Bash Rhodium reel. Again, it's a reel that is very hard to get an overrun. I don't know what the mechanics are inside of it, because I'm not technically minded, but whatever braking system this one has, it's far superior to virtually every other reel I've ever used, bait casting that is. This rod casts up to 110 grams and it's 7'10", and ideal for punching those big baits out across the River Ribble. Definitely a nice outfit, definitely worth the purchase if you're in the market for them. I think I had to send away for the reel, to be honest with you, to Japan, as a lot of my lure stuff does seem to come from there, mainly because it's not obtainable in this country. The only other thing on top of that is my landing net. I've got the McLean's salmon net, which has a built-in scale which weighs up to 50 pounds in weight. The only drawback I found with this so far is that if you're catching fish in the 10 to 15 pound mark, it underweighs them by 1. So that 12.5 last week was 13.5. Okay guys, it's good mesh, it's got a measuring stick, built-in scales, it's lovely and lightweight considering it's metal and it's strong. If you're in the market for a landing net, check out McLean's, they do some brilliant ones. On top of that, for my own personal safety, you probably always see me wearing these chest waders. I always wear chest waders, and I always wear wading boots with metal studs, and usually I do have a wading staff with me as well, because the waters of fish rocky and treacherous, so definitely by having it firm footing, it saves you from those falls and slips. And when you're out on your own, you definitely don't want to be falling and breaking a leg. So the most important thing I have are my boots. So definitely get some good supporting boots and make sure that they've got studs in so you're not slipping. On top of that guys, just stay dry. I have a nice waterproof jacket. I have breathable chest waders, which means I can sit down on the wet grass or when I slip and fall on the wet grass without getting wet, and I stay comfortable and dry all day. That's the tackle. All we have to do now is hope that the river starts dropping and I can get out again fishing. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm sorry we're not out fishing as yet, but hopefully we'll be back out again soon. One last thing, I'd just like to thank everyone who subscribed to the channel. It means a lot to me. I didn't think it'd go as well as it has done so far, and I'm hoping to give you some good content over the next few years. Thanks guys, speak to you soon now. Bye.